Hey, this is Matt once again with the Betsy on the videos, another paid request, this time for I Live Again 1. And thank you for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the pilot of Knight Rider, which was a two-parter, Night of the Phoenix, Night with a K, of course. And the show was from 1982 to 1986. Starring, of course, the Hoff, David Hasselhoff, who later would find more success with Baywatch. And pretty much the gist of the story is that he's a different actor is playing the character, Michael Lawn, I believe. And something about this lady that's taking pictures to steal info from this tech company. The detective tries to stop her, follows her to the middle of nowhere. She turns on him, shoots him in the face, leaves him for dead. He's found. We come to find out he had a metal plate in his head. Like there's a war injury from, I think they mentioned Vietnam. And his face has been changed to look more like David Hasselhoff. And his name has been changed to Michael Knight. His ID has been changed, so he's like a man that never existed before. And so this eccentric millionaire with his assistant, Devin, and the eccentric millionaire, soon after doing all this, dies and leaves it all for Devin. Hey, Michael, this guy really wants you to be this kind of avenger, to show that one man really can make a difference. And to help you is this car named KITT, which later on, he finds out that KITT actually talks, and the voice is William Daniels, who is a teacher on the TV show Boy Meets World. He's done a lot of other stuff, a lot of other movies and TV shows, as the voice of this microprocessor in this car. And like I said, Knight Rider, well, I didn't say this, but I'll say it now. Knight Rider is one of those where I knew of the show, I've seen countless clips of it, the music, knew about KITT, all the references and cartoons and other pieces of media. So I knew of it, but I never really sat down and watched a full episode. So it's nice to see how it all began. Like, I did not know that he was a guy that got shot in the fucking face and they had a metal plate and then he got reconstructive surgery. I didn't know that part. So that was interesting to learn about. Granted, I don't know how it changed his voice. I don't know if they mentioned how his voice was changed. But I guess it just did. But I would say definitely the highlight was the Hoff and the car. Those are definite two highlights of it. And the car looks slick, looks cool with the red going back and forth, the red light. William Daniels seems like a nice voice for the car. And, have a car, before Bumblebee and all that other shit, it was a car that would talk to you and not have to use the radio to do it. It doesn't seem too annoying, too irritating. Actually, wants to help out Michael. There's even a point where he falls asleep and KITT's trying to wake him up as these cops come. And then when they find him, it's like, just pretend you're deaf. Pretend you're deaf, okay? So he's got to pretend to be deaf. Hey, hell yeah, can you hear this one? What? I said you're deaf? Of course, these country bumpkin yokels, as cops would believe in that. But listen, that was a funny bit there. So, like, a good chunk of the first half is developing the story, developing the change that this guy wants him for this job, that again, the death of the millionaire, the introduction of this car, that doesn't showcase his voice yet, just showcases that it's invulnerable to damage, it could go super fast. And then it's not until later on where he realizes that this car can talk, too. A little bit of AI to it. So the first half, I don't want to say it's sluggish. It's like a lot of pilots, you have to establish the plot, you have to establish the story. So there's going to be a lot of exposition because of that. That's what happens with a lot of these pilots. When I do a lot of exposition to showcase what the story's going to be. Until ultimately, he's now on the job to find pretty much this girl that shot him in the face, but also figure out what's going on with her and what her end goal is. He talks to people. One girl hears about the woman's name, just pissed off. So now, of course, Michael Knight's hears about her, like, she hates her as much as I do. Later finds that she's an ally, gets some information about how awful this woman is, and it led to like the death of her husband. She has a little kid. I thought the kid looked familiar until I realized, oh shit, it's, what was his name? Barrett Oliver. Just later on, there's a bit where Michael Knight has to go on this demolition derby, because in order to win it, to impress this lady, and go, hey, I got something to sell to you, so they could come in with a meeting and find a little bit more what they're doing, what the bad guys are planning. But the kid sneaks into the car, and Michael's like, okay, fine, stay down. You shouldn't be here. You should be with your mother. Get that seatbelt on. Low to the earth turd, burglar. Fuck. You go into demolition derby, and your bright idea is to go into the fucking car. Hey, I can't wait till a car smashes into my face. But that kid is Barrett Oliver, who was in The Neverending Story. He was the lead of this movie called Daryl. Cocoon. He was the grandson of Wilford Brimley's character, I believe. And what happened to that kid? Like, if you see that kid growing up now, he got a beard thicker than this, and I don't know, looks like he's off the reservation. I don't know what the fuck happened to this kid. Like, holy shit. But anyway, what happens soon after is he wins the demolition derby. And it was cool to see this stuff, how they work with the car. Obviously, it's TV, so it's not going to be movie quality. But kind of reminiscent of shows like the A-Team, where, they do it all practical in camera. You see a little bit of the stuff that KITT can do, whether it be oil slick or smoke. It could jump. Like I said, they do what they can with their TV budget. But it's a pretty cool looking car. And the Hoff, like David Hasselhoff, there's a reason why he was a star. I mean, he had that look and charisma of a star. No, he would never, you probably wouldn't be casting him in movies to try to win an award. But kind of, in a way, he kind of reminds me of Chris Pratt. Like, the Chris Pratt of his day. That kind of charming, likable quality to him. So, you can see why, an audience grew up with the Hoff, and it seems like a personable, nice guy. Just don't have any fucking cheeseburgers around him when he's drunk. But hey, that was a bad moment in his life that he feels embarrassed. You don't know. There's a bit where he's being recorded drunk eating a cheeseburger on the floor. And hey, I can't say we've all been there because I've never been there, but if that's the worst that you do, you're ahead of the game of a lot of people in Hollywood. Believe me. So there you go. Actually surprised he didn't get to star in a lot of movies. But maybe there was this stigma where, after the show ended, he didn't really do a whole lot of movies except films like Witchery with Linda Blair, where he gets killed off at the end. But not a lot of big Hollywood movies I can remember that he did. Probably just more TV work until Baywatch, and that lasted for so many years. I have to assume he made so much money off Baywatch he could just retire forever. with how long that fucking show lasted. And there's some fun bits in there. There's these two guys that keep trying to steal the car, and the car keeps fucked with them until at the end the car gets fed up and drives while they can't control it and throws theirs at literally opens up the roof and throws their ass to this cop car. Yeah, over the top, silly, but it was, I thought, goofy fun. Also, like two people during the Demolition Derby, I recognized them. One was a guy named John Quaid. He was the head of the biker gang in Every Which Way But Loose. And he came back in Any Which Way You Can, both films starring Clint Eastwood. And the other guy was Charles Napier, Murdoch, from Rambo First Blood Part 2. I'm like, oh shit, that's Charles Napier. So that's another cool thing when you look back on some of these old TV shows back in the day. Just how many people show up. And like, I recognize that guy. Like, was it Lance Legault, who was Colonel Decker, I believe, on the A-Team. He pops up. Listen, it's nice when you watch this, like, oh wow, that guy is, hey, they need work. A lot of TV work out there. You show up for 1 or 2 episodes. Like Michael Pare. See him in the pilot to Greatest American Hero. So as a fan of these actors, it's nice to see these guys pop up in this stuff that I'd not seen them before. One thing that I thought was funny, that's a bit of a cop-out, is there's a scene where after he wins the Demolition Derby, he gets the attention of the lady. Okay, I have something for you, this car. Let's make a deal. Fine, I'll talk to you later. He goes to this bar, and there's a bar fight. And Michael Knight's like, I know martial arts. But there's a complete cutaway. You don't see David Hasselhoff fight at all. Like, at all. It's just people being thrown out the door. And I'm like, was that to hide, like, David Hasselhoff can't fight. He does not know martial arts. We can't fucking show you these martial arts because he doesn't know how to do them. So just have people throw themselves off of the fucking bar. So it's like, be nice to see David fight. Granted, I goddamn guarantee I wouldn't buy him with martial arts, but maybe it'd be funny to see the attempts. But he gets put in the jail, and then KITT has to go save him. Again, some nice moments with the car. Whether the Demolition Derby scene, or driving through the wall for the jail escape, or this bit where this truck is blocking the road, and they gotta jump right through the truck. Some nice stunt work, again, for the TV budget that they have. And it has a great theme as well. Now, sometimes I felt like Michael Knight didn't do a whole lot. It was more the car. Like, even during this bit where they're chasing down this plane, and KITT goes, listen, you're injured, you've been shot in the shoulder, let me do it. Nah, I'm not out of the game yet. Now, granted, yes, Michael Knight does it, but technically the car could have done it just the same. And this is kind of one of those things where, okay, he sets up the plan, but the car seemed like it did all the heavy work. The car, the Demolition Derby. And that's the thing, is it's one of those weird things that, yeah, Michael Knight is driving and he's good at it, but you have a car that could drive himself, so even if Michael Knight was shit at driving or poor, the car could take over and do everything. So it lessens a bit of the importance of Michael as a driver. Because then you have a car that could drive itself and do whatever it wants. So, the skills of Michael Knight as a driver just, in a weird way, lessens when there's not really much at stake. Because he's got this big backup plan that he's sitting that it could do all the work for him. That's why it would have been nice to see some kind of stuff that he could do that KITT couldn't do. Fist fighting or having to shoot with a gun or anything of the sort. But you don't really get a lot of that in the pilot. Instead, he stupidly has his gun on the girl. He lets a guard get the drop on him. and then wound him. I'm like, you idiot. That was a really dumb move from Michael Knight. And that's when he's wounded in the car, and then he's got to get out, and KITT drives through the fucking truck, the back end of the semi-truck. Let's say at the end, like, technically he hits the window of this plane, so these bad guys don't escape. But like I said, KITT could have done the whole thing himself. So was it really because of Michael Knight? Was it because of KITT? And is it because it's more like KITT did it and Michael Knight helped, not Michael Knight did it and KITT helped? That's kind of the feeling I got. But anyway. Oh, and spoiler, Tanya, the girl that shot him in the face, dies because she's stupid enough to shoot at the car, and it's bulletproof, so it ricochets and hits her and kills her. So there you go. And I found it funny was like, well, maybe one man really can make a difference. Yeah, as long as you got a fucking car like KITT, more like one car can really make a difference. Let me put it this way. I enjoy it. I enjoy the Hoff. I enjoy the car. I enjoy seeing people like Charles Napier, Lance Legault, and other stuff in there. These character actors from back in the day. The actresses for their TV budget were fun. The theme song is fun. How do I put it? You needed KITT, the car, to make this successful, this job, this goal. I don't think you needed Michael Knight to make this job successful, if you know what I mean. Like, if you took someone else, they could have easily got in a car, the car would have won the Derby, let's have a meeting, talk with this other girl, get shot, how the car go through the fucking truck, how the car hit the fuck. Because even if you're not driving, the car could do it. That's what it is. See, like, did you really need Michael Knight specifically for this job? It seemed like anybody else could have done this job as long as KITT the car did it. Does this Michael Knight, again, he gets wounded, he gets himself put in jail, and KITT has to save his ass. So it seemed like KITT should be number one on the call sheet, and then Michael Knight number two. But I just sort of this weird thing looking at it. I wouldn't say that's an issue, but just a thought that came about. But overall, I had fun. I had fun with it. It was nice to see how it all started and so forth. Maybe there's other episodes that show more of the importance of Michael Knight and what he brings to the situation. You say the planning, but hell, this type of plan, I could have planned it. Taught the, hey, where's the bitch? Oh, you hate the bitch? I hate the bitch too. Okay, we need to impress that bitch. Get in the Derby. Do your thing, KITT. Hey, bitch. When we don't have the meeting. You want the money, bitch? Suck my dick, bitch. You shot me, bitch. Get in the car, KITT. We gotta get away from the bitch. All that tricks in our way, go through that bitch. Oh, the girl's getting away on that plane. Gotta stop that bitch. KITT, hit the plane. Fuck that bitch. Bitch, don't shoot. Bitch shot herself. Goddamn, bitch. But yeah, I do like David Hasselhoff. I even like the actor that played Devin, who is a guy that kind of calls. One calls the other from time to time to see how things are going, and Michael Knight to ask questions about KITT and so forth. The car is definitely the star, but Hoff is a nice addition as well. So it was fun to watch. I liked it. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.